in Wonder second round. Jerry had an insane run last race. In lunchtime, I think he had a great race too. Had a 151.
Yeah, he had
We
a
can
150,
expect
136.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice time.
Yeah. Sort of mentioned at the end of last race that anything sub 155 is pretty good. Anything sub 150 is amazing. And anything sub 2 hours shows that you've put a lot of time into learning the category and learning the run. You're able to execute most of the skips pretty competently.
And it looks like we already started here. You notice they already changed Chrono's name to one character. You know, save the frames every time a character's name shows up in the text box. You lose 1 frame per character, so they are gonna try to be naming their characters just 1 letter.
Yeah, Jerry losing a tiny little bit of time there because he has some personal controls that he likes to play with. So he's swapped more than just the XY, which is pretty normal for players to do. I always find it interesting to see different players' ways to attack the different grips you need in this game.
Yeah, there's a lot of different kind of controller grips.
Yeah, there's some points in the game where you need to be pressing like 4 buttons at the same time. Like for example, coming up here, we need to hold Start plus B and press the A button. And they're all over the keyboard, so depending on how you want to approach that.
I'm personally a fan of the piano grip.
Yeah.
Kinda use a controller as a keyboard. Oh, Lunch got candy skip, nice.
Well, this is going to be interesting for sure.
Yeah, so it just ruined the first 15 minutes of the race.
We'll get sync again. Yeah, so yeah, lunchtime just skipped a cutscene, but he's going to get it again later. It's really only a required skip for any New Game Plus. But we are going to save roughly about a second here because of that skip.
Yeah, it's a nice 61 frame save. Usually we don't do it because it messes up our splits.
Yeah.
You know, the race, 1 second, I can see why you would go for it. I went for it in my race as well, so.
Yeah, it's interesting when you take your splits into consideration, though, because the cutscene will happen, but if you split at the end of the Yakra sequence, then you might get the cutscene afterwards, so you'll have like 2 fake golds basically in each section, lowering your sum of best by the length of the cutscene. Some players, myself included, split after you would get the second cutscene, just so that everything is kind of normalized. Alright, yeah. So lunchtime is going to be the first one into the blue imp fight.
I think it's a 20-second difference between both of them. Before the cutscene again.
Let's see.
So if you see Jerry catching up to lunchtime, even with the skip, it means he's really ahead of him.
Yeah, Jerry's been running this game for quite some time, and he is very aware of every minor time save. Yeah, so it's about 18 seconds apart right now.
And let's see the first fight for lunchtime here.
Good, quick selecting. Awesome. Ideally not wanting to get hit here at all. It's not like we don't have the health to tank those hits, but it's extra animations.
Nice bird skip as well.
Mhm.
Jerry got a good fight.
The pause buffer is interesting. I find it a little slow. I almost find it's quicker to just like wiggle back and forth, but the pause buffer is a really strong way to just consistently get it.
Yeah, I think it's safer as well. If you wiggle,
Yes.
you might end up going a bit too much to the left and get into the fight. But they both got it, I think, very similarly. And you only have like 2 horizontal pixels to do that trick, so you can mess it up sometimes.
I'm hoping we see some YOLO bird skips on the second time through there. No stopping.
The warrior bird skip.
Yep. Alright, not too much going on here. Just humoring the queen, in quotes. I don't know who she could actually be. Is this Marley?
Apparently it is.
I'm flabbergasted.
So yeah, I always comment, like, at the end of the cutscene, he watches, you know, the girl he's into it just disappear in thin air, and his only reaction is a little nod.
Yeah.
Like, he's so upset, yet he just nods a little bit.
I never really thought about that. That's really funny. It's just like, nope, she's gone. All right, I'm out of here.
Yeah. I'm going back home, I couldn't do it.
Oh, good thing, Luca. Did you bring a gate key? Because you don't need to save her.
I guess this is a good opportunity to explain about how the RNG works in this game. I think you can do it a little better than me.
Yeah, sure. Basically, with the RNG, there's one value for how it chooses which like RNG you're on. It's set at the beginning of the game by the time you spend on the save file select screen. Pardon. Really, once you're in the battle, the RNG kind of splits off into 2. So you start at your 1 number, and then at the beginning of the battle, it'll sort of jump to a certain value based on one of like 16 windows that you're in, and your crit value will stay the same. So if you enter a battle, as long as you're in a window, all of the enemy targeting and damage rolls and stuff should always be the same, but your crits could be different based on what happened in the previous battle. The crits are an exact value. And it's sort of balancing between the two. If you have a fight where crits aren't required, then you just need to be in the right window. If you have a battle where crits are absolutely required, then you need to have the previous fight go perfectly, or else you're going to have to improvise.
And it looks like lunchtime already missed an input, so he's out of the good RNG window and crit window as well. While
Yeah,
Jerry got the fight correct.
Yeah, so he pulls ahead.
It's gonna be especially important in the Negaets fight coming up.
Yeah, I think lunch might still be okay here, because you don't need crits on Nega-Ets. You just need the battle value to be in the right window.
Yeah, we see. Okay, he got a crit. Okay, he hit 3 of them. He's good.
Yeah, I think
Maybe
he
he
still gets a
gets
slow spell.
yeah, slow spell.
Yeah.
Yep. I know
Yeah.
that window.
I've made those same mistakes too. So again, Jerry's kind of closing the gap here from the candy skip.
It's a talking frog. Why would you not bring a talking frog to your party, man? Like, seriously.
Alright, so is lunchtime going to grab the revive?
Yep. Always good having extra safety, because you don't have that many heal items at the start of the game. So you mess something up, you have a revive, that's great.
So lunchtime's just picking up the tab, Jerry's going for the fade, and now we're sync.
Yeah, Jerry's really pulling ahead.
Yeah, and this is all just movement for the most part. Jerry's got very, very clean movement. And it really comes down to, you know, how many runs you've done. And especially for a game like Chrono Trigger, the amount of mistakes that you have made in the past will always make you a better runner. Especially in a race situation where you know how to recover from a mistake.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so lunchtime's not getting crits here because he wasn't quite in the right window.
Okay. Just gonna finish up these Diablos. Yeah, Jerry got that heal. He's not gonna use it, but I think it's part of his item route.
Yeah.
Just to know where he... Oh, okay, he missed the first fade out there.
Alright, so lunchtime able to tie back up. That's a costly fade out to miss. I guess we'll sort of touch on the fade out glitch. When you walk into a transition, you can open and close the menu and still move. And you can use this to do a couple different things. You can run into battle triggers or story triggers to skip battles or cutscenes. And here, the players are using it to get the save anywhere glitch by walking onto a save point and keeping the flag to be able to save. Saving over the trigger gives you the ability to walk during the cutscene, and you can start this battle with Yakra off screen, which kills him instantly, and you don't even need to really do the fight. Looks like lunchtime is grabbing a mid-ether. It's kind of a good safety to have, but it's not necessarily required. You are going to need 2 mid-aethers throughout this. Actually, I think it's only 1 mid-aether for Magus RTA. So that's really the only one he needs. But having it early, if he accidentally uses too much MP later in the future, he'll have some sort of backup instead of having to lose a bunch of time like I did in my last race by not having the MP recovery. But Jerry takes the lead with a 15:35 fade out and a 15:40 on lunchtime's screen, so they're about 5 seconds apart. But then Jerry's going to gain another about 15 to 18 seconds due to the candy cutscene.
Yeah, Jerry's pulling ahead by quite a bit. But, you know, seconds ahead in a race, Chrono Trigger is really not significant. Unless you have some minutes to spare, you're really not that much ahead, because mistakes in this game usually costs like minutes or a lot of seconds, like 40 seconds.
Yeah, everything kind of snowballs for the good or for the bad. If you're on RNG and you're following script for a bunch of fights, if you have like a long string of fights where everything goes well, you can skip healing for quite a long time and you save having to go in your menu at all. But if you mess up, all of a sudden all the other fights on that particular string are off. You have to go into your menu and heal potentially. So just as things get better when you're playing better, they also get worse exponentially as you play worse, or make mistakes, I should say, not necessarily playing bad.
Both players got the incredible frog skip. That's nice.
And reverse bird. I know Jerry goes for a pretty quick setup here. There's something to consider with this skip too. You want to be pretty careful where you're saving. There's some really nice safe spots that both these players are saving and reloading, but if you're too close to a wall, you'll get stuck in there, and your last save is back before Yakra, so it can be pretty costly if you mess that up. Jerry hit it first try. Lunchtime just had to reposition. Luckily, it wasn't too low to get into the fight.
Yeah, if you miss it and you know, don't get into the fight, you can just go back and touch the bird and try again, and you'll be good. It's
yeah,
a nice
it's
little
interesting.
backup.
And you can just press against the back of the bird and you're lined up perfectly for it.
Yeah, this skip is totally intended by the developers. That's why.
And there's still that super miraculous FOD. I think it was Gond who just ran past that trigger and no fight happened, and we've never been able to reproduce it.
Yeah, that was weird. But it also happened on an emulator, so you can never know if it was, you know, hardware fault, the game. We can't know. We might never know. So now Lunchtime's gonna get into the candy cutscene.
Yeah, Jerry pulling really far ahead. Yeah. Just take your candy and finish. Okay, we're good. Sometimes it's better just to let her have her candy early. So we're off to the trial sequence. We're kind of hoping to see Jerry get not guilty and Lunchtime get guilty so he can save 8 seconds versus Jerry. If we see the same verdict on either side, then it'll stay the same. And there's a possibility that if Jerry gets guilty and Lunchtime gets not guilty, then he's going to pull even further ahead.
Let's hope for both guilty.
Yeah, keep it fair, I guess.
But chat can weigh in the discussion as well. What do you think? Guilty or not guilty?
All right.
Yeah, I can skip it. 61 frames.
So I see a not guilty for both guilty. The big thing here, these players have 2 text box choices that they need to make sure they input and not just mash through. Because the default choices aren't the right choices.
And one of them triggers an extra cutscene, so you really don't want to input that one.
Alright, so Jerry just said, yeah, he kidnapped her for money. So hopefully he can get guilty, but Pierre is quite the good free lawyer.
Yeah, oh, he got guilty. Nice.
Alright, so there's 2 more spots of relatively heavy RNG coming up, and then we're on to one of the toughest boss fights casually in the game.
Yeah, and Lunch got not guilty, so he's pulling.
Yeah,
Jerry's
Jerry.
pulling a little bit ahead. Second juror, by the way, is the one who defines if you get guilty or not guilty.
Yeah. Everything
Every
else
other
is set.
Yeah, it's defined. And it's a 47% chance to get guilty on that one.
Alright. So the Chancellor's going to jump around a little bit. Actually, no, he won't. Not on Jerry's screen. Just on lunchtime screen. Yeah, so this is a good way to sort of see the difference. The main guard there didn't talk back to the Chancellor. He didn't hear anything about a execution on lunchtime's screen. Chancellor just, I don't know. He's a jerk like he always is, basically. Taking our time.
And Jerry didn't go for the safety save on the prison, so if he missed the load, or if he gets caught by a guard, he's gonna have to back up Dragon Tank. Let's see if he gets a 60 here. That tells you if you're good RNG. Alright.
Yeah, I feel like the load in the reverse bird skip is pretty easy to hit, whether you use like a metronome or not. It's so close to the very beginning that you have a pretty good visual cue for it. Both runners making it with the Steel Saber too. Forgetting to equip the Steel Saber during your big menu before the Yakra skip can cause some issues because you won't get a chance until after this fight. So Jerry had a pretty good shield skip, and so did Lunchtime. All right. Not the best guard RNG for Jerry. Stared at him for quite a bit. Oh my god.
Yeah, second god was even worse.
Yeah, so those guys, there's nothing you can do. You have to wait for them to look away from you in order to take them out. If you get into any extra fights here, you're basically off script for the dragon tank. We saw it last race. We saw that Tsunami knew the backup, which is basically just the older strat before we had the really nice critical manipulation for this fight. Yeah, no safety saves for Jerry at all. Nice one fade on lunchtime side. The two guard fight there, you can fade it out, but you start kind of losing time versus optimal the more fades that it takes you to get that actual battle skip.
Yeah, lunchtime didn't save before Dragon Tank as well. They're both on the good RNG window, so the fight isn't that hard.
Yeah. Yeah, Chrono just crits like a machine, hitting for almost 200 damage. That's what allows us to kill the head.
Almost every move is buffered as well during an animation, so...
Yeah,
really
that's one of the
simple
things.
stuff.
We have the ATB set to wait, so any time spent in a menu, the battle has stopped progressing forward. So if you do your menuing during animations, you get rid of that handicap, and you're as fast as possible with the wait ATB.
And a nice little optimization Jerry just did here. He input the cyclone, and he waited for the damage on Luca's menu. So after the animation was done, he closed Luca's menu and let the cyclone cancel one of Dragon Tank's attack. This was found pretty recently by Oravino.
Yeah.
Just a few seconds.
And lunchtime's looking good there too. Jerry picking up the later shelter to put it in a nice spot in his inventory. So let's take a quick look-see and see how far apart these two runners actually are. Both narrowly missing that shelter, keeping it even.
And both got a little dialogue skip there. Those guards at the stair. If you move in a certain way, you can avoid triggering them. And yeah, I guess it saves like 3 or 4 seconds.
Alright, so 2850 full black screen on ElGranJerry's side. And the 29... 18. So yeah, about 28 seconds between the two racers. That could be made up with Slime RNG for sure.
Yep.
I don't think either of these players are going to go for the 5 green manipulation. So Lab 16 is a pretty interesting place for platforming, if you want to call it platforming, or just like specific movement. If you want to get the earliest possible cycle, you need to get some pretty lucky movement, or at least very consistent movement with your characters. So Jerry's going to try and move up here and have the rat get pushed up by his second party player. He got it. And he's able to run across a battle trigger with the rat steel text open, just narrowly missing that and still hitting the cycle. Awesome.
Yeah, he got good RNG on the first rat, which is where the only place where you really want to depend on the luck.
Yeah. Yeah, so lunchtime, unfortunately, the rat didn't move up, so he wasn't able to get the quick one. Oh, and the second one stole from him, too. Alright, so Jerry kind of pulled ahead even more here. And if you notice, Jerry's actually kind of a little bit out of bounds there. That's something that can happen in that corner. And the more you are before that little cutscene starts, the easier it is for you to get through without getting stuck on anything. So it's nice to see.
And there's all sorts of little movement optimizations we don't really see, like moving diagonally across those stairs that you usually, if you just hold right, you grind against them.
Yeah, generally any time that a corner or a stair is pushing you, you're moving slower than if you weren't getting pushed against anything.
What you saw on Jerry's screen, you're gonna see lunchtime do here is a fatal glitch to skip a boss fight entirely. And usually, if your menu is binded to X, if you press X to try and open the menu, you get into a fight. But since the players changed it on the start of the game, they can do it. Yeah, swag rat on Jerry's side.
That's actually really hard to catch the rat up there. That's pretty hype. It's actually slower, but that's pretty hype nonetheless.
Yeah, it's not about the time; it's about the swag points.
Yeah. Oh. Okay.
Jerry went too fast there, and when you do that, you have to wait for the bug to go up, and he didn't wait.
He was actually set up for the top cycle bug, but it's kind of risky to go for in races, but his movement was actually so good that, yeah, as you said, he was too early and hit the bug. Shoot. So that means that even though lunchtime is behind right now, he's going to be gaining more time over the next two fights.
Yeah, he's gonna catch up by quite a bit, actually. Fatal glitch there to skip half of this cutscene.
Yeah, it's about a minute and a half.
Yeah. You don't get to see Lavos destroying the world.
I always find myself humming when this song kicks in. It's so good. Yeah, so Jerry lost about 13 seconds just getting into that fight and running away. And lunchtime should be able to make up the rest of that 15 seconds there. Oh, spicy.
Yeah, that was risky, man.
All right. So we're going to be seeing both these racers racing against Johnny at the same time. Now that we've gotten the old man's bike key. The Johnny race is simple on the surface, but like with every speed game, when you want to save time, it gets more and more skill intensive. Ideally, you want to bounce off the front of Johnny for the entire race, if you can do that. But it's pretty tough.
Yeah, and it gets especially scary at the end of the race.
Yeah, because the loss to Johnny costs what? Minute and 10?
I think it's 45 seconds. If you get a good race, right, in the second one.
Jerry using 2 of his 3 boosts to get in front of Johnny as quickly as possible. Because you really just want to spend the most of this race in front of Johnny that you can. Jerry taking a couple back bounces just to be sure that he gets past Johnny. Almost 1,500 points there.
Very good race.
Very, very good race. Lunch? Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so they both got past Johnny race. Guess now we're gonna see lunchtime catching up a little bit. Especially at this fight.
Yeah, Marley is not getting her crits. Yeah, so not only is it going to be extra attacks on the player's part, but it's extra attacks on the enemy's parts as well. Jerry was Lunch was a little early, and Chrono bit the dust, so he's gonna use a revive. Good demonstration of why you want to have that revive with you, just in case.
Oh.
And the old fire world, just to make sure that guy's dead.
Yeah, I think he didn't want to do that.
So Jerry's still holding on to that lead for now. Lunchtime, I don't think is going to get a crit in the next fight. So these guys are on even footing now. Yeah, both racers are actually kind of active in chat right now. It's a little bit funny, but it's one of the things that it shows how much both these racers understand Chrono Trigger. They know the parts where they have to pay strict attention, and they know the parts where they can just kind of mash A and get through the cutscenes. Jerry using Start plus B to close that menu as quick as possible. Or no, that's the Robo rename menu, sorry. Oh, but yeah, he didn't rename Robo. I guess it doesn't really matter that much for Defeat Magus. Robo's name doesn't really come up too much.
Yeah, you lose a little bit of time renaming him, and you don't save a lot of frames. I guess it's even.
Jerry making sure not to run through that section. That's the only way that you're able to trigger that fight there, is by running or walking into the enemies, I guess. But Yeah, so neither of these players are getting any criticals here. Chrono's getting attacked extra times. Oh, there's a crit. Yeah, I didn't think Robo was going to get a crit there. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, I knew Luke was getting a crit there. Usually when you're off RNG there, the person you least want getting a crit, which is Luca, gets it. Twice.
Yeah, that was a rough slime fight. And we got more slime fights coming up.
The roughest.
Alright, so the frame that you enter this room that Jerry is in decides what fight that you're going to get here. There's 5 slimes. Any of them could be red or green. You want to see as many greens as possible, but a mix of greens, it's not very good.
That's bad. Probably could be worse, but it's still bad.
And the 8. Luckily, no counter there though.
Yeah, the cyclone should kill the green, so he's not getting a counter there. Okay.
Go, Jerry, go. Oh, same pattern. What about that? And that rocket punch not killing. That's so troll. Oh my god.
Yeah.
These guys have pretty high defense.
These rolls.
Both players getting trolled. And Lunchtime's got to watch his health here. I think a fire attack is going to kill anybody.
Oh wow, that was good.
Luca's actually doing work this fight? What?
Wow. Lives not wanting to get close to each other. That's so bad.
Yeah, there's like a point where waiting on Chrono's turn to try and Cyclone more should save you time, but not too much, because as soon as you wait too long, it's not good. Alright, so he hit all 3 with that last Cyclone, but he can't really spend any more MP. Kill it. Kill it? Yeah. I think Lunchtime had a slightly worse fight than Jerry, but both players had a pretty rough slime fight.
That's good though, and this is a little bit even.
I really hope that doesn't matter. I just noticed Lunchtime took enough damage in that fight that the heal beam from Robo didn't bring Chrono to max health. He's about 13 health below max health. So I really hope that doesn't end up being a thing.
It's still on the threshold that he survives the attack from the R series, so it's fine. Just gotta make sure he gets that first input in.
Robo says hello. Our series says hi. High five to your face. Are we going to see Lunchtime go for any Robo swag here? No, he's just positioning. He's not going to play around. He really wants to defeat Jerry here in this defeat Magus race.
And this is a scary fight coming up.
Very
People
scary.
have died in the tournament here before. People like me.
Nice and fast. Jerry shouldn't have any issues.
That's the one cyclone, you can't be too slow with it, or else our series get an extra turn and it can kill you. He's going for the flame toss safety.
Yep.
Good cyclone from lunchtime too.
Oh, I'm not sure what Jerry did there.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so let's see how he handles this. It'd be nice if they attacked maybe Luca, perhaps.
He's fine. He's fine.
Yeah,
He should be good. Still has that revive, right?
He's lucky he had the extra 2 MP.
That was a little bit scary. Controller broke. Wow.
He had to swap controllers? Jeez. Yeah, that's if that's the case, that is quite the recovery from something like that.
Yeah.
He should play on keyboard. I think the next tournament will force players to play on emulator and have to play on keyboard.
Jerry's been playing this for such a long time, he has a backup for breaking his controller.
It's definitely making the race more interesting, though. Yeah, I think they're only about 15 seconds apart or so. Not even. Yeah, 11 seconds apart. It's keeping things very interesting.
That is one reset apart.
Alright, so both players still need to make it past one of the toughest sections, the Specchio area. Specchio likes to be a bit of a troll and not count how many times you went around the room. Even though you for sure did 3, he's gonna think you did like 1 or 2.
That's why everybody in the chat must think magic. Or else...
Yeah, it looks like Jerry is just going to make sure to guarantee himself that he gets this. Cut the corners a little bit, but... And lunchtime following the same. Seems good. Now, will either of these players decide to fight Specchio or not?
Nice,
Jerry's down
nice.
arrow worked.
Good Specchio skip by Jerry.
And lunch is successful as well. Awesome. Alright, so we're going to see Cake and Dash from Jerry and Lunchtime. It's a cool little skip where we're just saving some time on the cutscenes here. He's going to swap his players after he hears the sound from the cake, and he's able to regain control and get out the door as they're trying to tell him some sort of story or something. Don't really care. We're just progressing through. Yo, Jerry getting the Marley crit.
Ooh. And Lunch relied on that Marley crit, but didn't get it.
I'm curious if Jerry's starting an ether collection or not.
Ooh. Lunch is having trouble with that chest.
Yeah, so there's some skips here. Most of these fights you can fade out if you want it, but it's actually quicker just to get into the fights and run away than it is to fade them out. But we're going to see a pretty strong fade out here from Jerry. And you know you trigger the battle when you hear the battle music start to play. So I'm interested to see the way that both these runners are going to approach the Hecarim skip here. Jerry's just going for it. Saving just in case. Saving over his save. So let's hope this was good. Yep.
First try.
Well, he wasn't going to get a second try.
Yeah. And he actually lost a race in the last tournament 2 years ago by doing the same thing. Tragic backstory.
Alright. Both runners hitting that skip first try. Very nice. This is one of 3 really tough skips here. Or tricks, anyway. Jerry is on his way to the end of time save anywhere. I know he's put in the time to learn the new pause frames, so this should be 100% consistent for him. But it is a tricky trick, so you never know. Something might happen. I don't want to say anything just yet. But every single way that he's moving on the screen is important to how the trick unfolds.
Ooh.
Okay. This is Lunchtime's chance to pull ahead. It looks like he missed a lot of the really easy early pause frames, and he just kind of went for the 75% and ended up missing it. All right.
Lunch got it.
So Jerry's looking like he's ahead right now, but he's going to have to spend about 30 seconds going to get save anywhere in the cathedral instead of getting it at end of time.
Oh, Lunch missed bird skip.
Yeah, it looked like he had it, but he started pressing left before he was all the way past the trigger. That's going to eat into any gains that he got from that trick. And since Jerry didn't get a chance to swap his party members to regain control to get onto the save point, he has to swap his party members here. Okay, so we're essentially synced.
Yeah, that's a even race action. Because lunchtime missed the bird skip, he missed another opportunity to take the lead.
Alright, so talk to the chef, do a little bit of text canceling, make sure that his last text box is gone before you leave the screen.
Oh, lunchtime's actually in the lead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But it's so close, like it's hard to really tell right now.
Good thing you have another skip coming up.
Yeah. It's not over until the bony lady sings. Or doesn't sing, since we're going to skip on board. Here we need to sort of manipulate what our movement frame. Oh, and there it is. Lunchtime takes the lead because that was a good one for him. Jerry hit it second try though, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, Jerry had the good movement, but he couldn't open the menu in time. Lunchtime hit both parts first try. That's really good.
Alright, no safety shops from either of these runners. They know what's up. So we're going to pop the Berserker on Chrono, give Robo a new shiny fist and a power glove. I mean, you have to give him a new fist in order to fit a glove on him, obviously. And we're going to save and reload. And this is a mash load, so you want to be one of the two earliest possible windows. A crit means that he's going to have to attack with Luca and then run away while in Robo's menu. And the problem is since you have to do some attacks, you have to sort of wait a little bit before holding your L and R buttons to run away, so it takes a little bit longer. And it may seem a little bit weird and strange to, do an attack and then run away, but it's going to increment the RNG and give us something perfect coming up.
Yeah.
Jerry just reset. Did he have a bad fight?
Yeah, he ran away before the hammer. And that would be trouble. Good thing he realized it though, because it could be a lot worse.
Yeah, so that's kind of the problem, is there's two different windows that you can end up in, and you have to play out the fight slightly differently based on the window that you're in. But it's actually really tough to be in the very first window. There's only 3 frames that you can actually hit that window, and it's very, very early, so you have to have like a really fast mash to even hit it. So sometimes you get very used to the second window, which is the one you're more likely to hit, and then you just, you don't execute the early window that you don't see quite as often. Lunchtime just plowed through Denadora Mountain. Got his tabs.
Yeah, he's ready for the fight. I hope so. I didn't actually see him using his stabs, but I think he did.
Yeah, Lunchtime's been doing a little bit of a science on this battle to try and figure out some of the trolley RNG that can happen. And he even found a way to fix it, depending. So it's pretty interesting. Jerry with the swag fast bird. Nice. Okay, RoboCrit means that lunch should be on the correct window and everything here. Boom. It's so much faster than the old strat. The old strat, we used to use Sleep with Luca and do a bunch of slashes. I think it was like 5 slashes, and it was slow. This fight's so much quicker. It's just a lot more dangerous. Oh, what happened with Jerry?
Oh, I think he got into a fight.
Shoot. That's definitely a rough one. He was like right there. He got the fast bird and he went into it. Was he off?
I don't know what happened actually. I was watching lunch screen. Oh, I think he Robo attacked the wrong mass immune.
Oh, he slapped the
Ule or
wrong
Masa,
kid.
I don't know which one.
Yeah, that's the one downside about that fight. The older fight, you just attack default target, but this one you have to swap targets.
Now lunchtime has a really good lead here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to take you about 1.5 minutes to make your way back through Denadoro. I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, no. No safety save. And you got to use the tabs again, too. Popping in the menu. I don't think Jerry's used his tabs yet.
He didn't. Did he? I hope he did.
He picked it up, but I don't think he used it.
Yeah, that's also a thing. Once you miss something in this game, you start to get sweaty hands,
Yeah.
and it's very easy to slip up again. I think he's fine.
Yeah, I can't remember if the first fight plays out okay with or without the tabs. Like, Robo still gets the crit.
We're gonna see here. Oh. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Chrono. Yeah.
He's got to realize something's wrong now that Luca got her turn as Chrono came up.
Yep.
Yeah. Masamune slaying his second victim of the night. This is certainly an upset for the seed as well, or for the bracket.
Yeah, Jerry's not out of the tournament yet. I think he is forfeiting this match. Yeah, that's never a good way to go.
Well, that's assuming that Autopino beats me, that's bad news for me, because that means that Jerry's going to be coming up that line there. Yeah, that's a rough one for sure.
2 years ago, I lost a race against Magus. The tournament the same way. I spent like 10 minutes doing mistakes on Masa.
It's definitely the part of the run that if a mistake happens, it's going to cost you the most time because the setup is so long.
Yeah, apparently he's also with a bad controller, but that makes it even worse.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hey Jerry, how's it going?
It's going alright. I just wanted to. The difference was just too big for me to continue right now, so GG to lunch.
Yeah, that was pretty rough. What happened the first time you attacked the wrong twin?
No, so basically, Luca was on. She was an item. So apparently I was like too late or something, changing from item to.
Oh, it's because you got the crit in the Yogan fight, or the first fight in Hecarim Cave, so you never got a chance to set fire.
Exactly, and I never do mid-tonic strats there, so that was on me. I just didn't realize. And then, yeah, the second time I really don't know what happened there.
You forgot to use your tabs.
Yeah, I was. My mentality was more, how am I gonna fix my controller than playing the game. This game requires to be completely attentive to it, but I mean, it happens.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that again. That's pretty rough. Was there anything positive that you got from that run? I know there was a couple troll spots, but you hit most of the trio of skips there. Yeah. You got Zombor second try, but everything else was pretty good.
Yeah, I think the most positive thing was my start's getting really consistent. Like, even with that failed Hecarim fade, I still got sub 2730 Dragon Tank, which is really good.
Yeah.
So I think my start's is just really good. I just need to wrap up some things. So, I'll have to bring it back from losers. It's alright.
Yeah, there's a chance that you and I might face each other there if Ottavino does what I think he might do to me tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess this race kind of shows everything, right? Like, you were the number 2 seed in the tournament going in, and unfortunately there were some issues. Anything can happen in a race, right?
Yeah, anything can happen. Yeah, I mean, Lunch is pretty good. He's gonna do pretty well in the next round. But yeah, I'll let you guys commentate. So, Jim, thanks for having me. I'm sorry for forfeiting, but the difference was like 6-7 minutes at this point. After Massa, there's no way to make that time back. So yeah. I'll see you guys. I'll be watching the race still. I mean,
thanks.
Thanks for passing by. Now let's cheer lunchtime on his run.
Yeah, lunchtime still has to finish. He's only got 3 more bosses until the Magus fight. So, oh, okay, I was trying to figure out why he was able to name Ayla case A, but he named Luca J. It's one of the things that comes up when you're just trying to delete the first couple characters. Eventually, you have, O, A, E. The more common final characters are taken.
Hope he remembers to take Marl out of the party.
Oh, are we going dancing?
Oh, I think. Okay.
Okay.
I almost thought he was doing it on purpose too, because he likes the worst girl in the game.
I was kind of looking forward to a little dancing, not gonna lie. So yeah, around and around he goes. This cutscene, it's pretty simple. You don't want Marley in your party, and you want to talk to Robo, and then he'll sort of stand up and sit down a couple times, and once he starts blinking, you talk to him one last time and talk to Ayla. And that'll progress you through enough of this cutscene to actually get the red rock and the soup. Just gotta mash through at least 8 bowls of soup.
Yeah, mashing doesn't really matter here much. You can gently tap it. And it's always 15 seconds. Whatever your mashing was.
Alright, so Luca drank so much soup that she lost the gate key. It's convenient that there's a bunch of footprints around here, but I don't buy it for 1 second. She probably just like dropped it in a cauldron of soup or something. Alright, incoming Kino skip. Another instance of the fade out. This particular room, you can get it in 3 fades. And that was pretty good there from lunchtime. Wow. 3 fades is very tough to hit, but he just nailed that. In order to even consider getting the 3 fades skip there, you need to get a lot of movement after you've triggered the cutscene before you open your first menu. And as long as you get that, you can kind of get it set up, but it's still, that's a really tough one to hit in a optimum amount of fades. Alright, so lunch should be on the proper window here. Gets hit for 34, slash for damage numbers here don't matter. I think it's 250 and 43. Getting hit for 34 is the main thing.
Gonna get a crit with Ayla.
And we pretty much exactly killed this guy. I think we're over by like 1 or 2 HP. Like if Chrono is missing a level, if he doesn't have the right sword, if he didn't have a power tap or anything like that, he wouldn't be able to kill that guy. And
good escape. Ayla's crit should be okay for the next fight as well.
Alright, into leg day round 2. So this fight's relatively straightforward. You just want to hit him with some lightning and smash him while his defense is down. Ideally, you only want him to re-up his defense once in the fight. If it happens twice, you're going to lose a little bit of time. Another nice crit. So this is actually the same RNG window with multiple crits that Frog uses a little bit later. Ayla's just gonna get 5 crits in a row and crush face.
Yeah, this fight really showcases the Ayla's strength and the Berserker's strength as well.
Yep. This particular RNG window is actually used for quite a few boss fights. It's used in this fight, it's used in the Slash fight, and then for full game runs it's used for Black Tyranno as well. Just because it's the most densely populated area where there's the most crits. Alright, so nice short work of that dino. But I've always wondered where he went after you beat him, and it turns out that Ayla ate him, and she got a real bad stomachache from it. But thank you, Ayla. It's unfortunate you stole our Berserker. I guess I'll have to go grab another one. Yeah, there's the Berserker.
Yeah, I agree. Ayla earned it.
Alright, so now that we got the shiny red rock, time to go fix the Messamine.
Yeah, time to go to Melchior's basement.
That sounds a little bit more ominous.
Yeah. 3 teenagers going to some old guy's basement.
But the only thing that's going to happen is he's going to give them a very powerful weapon. What could go wrong? So during this cutscene, you can run into Melchior to speed up his animation, but there's a chance that you slow him down, so if you only run into him when he's nodding his head, then he should be okay.
Oh, nice menu glitch.
Yeah, it's something that you don't really even really get a chance to see to point out. But yeah, you can actually open up your menu heading into that scene. And it'll save you a little bit of time in how things fade in. It's about a second. Alright, so we're on our way to some story time. Again, everyone grab your marshmallows, your sticks, your graham crackers, and your chocolate. So we're making s'mores.
Good thing he got that bird skip there. Because if he missed, he would have to reset for the RNG. That's the second relevant bird skip in the run.
Yeah. I don't remember seeing any news earlier. Are we going to have another Zero New race?
Yeah. Let's see. Gonna get one more chance.
The cutscene is a pretty good primer for what's going to happen next. It's still kind of the holy grail of Chrono Trigger speedrunning. If you could find a way to skip even one of these frog cutscenes, world record would be free, first off. Everyone would shower you with praise and adoration. This is really the longest stretch of cutscenes that you have to mash through for the rest of the game, even if you're doing full runs. Other than the green dream cutscene, I guess. The real campfire. Yeah, Zanami. I guess the Holy Grail is the credits warp, but I don't know, it depends. If it's like a credits warp 4 minutes in, when any percent becomes shorter than New Game Plus.
I don't like credits drop. Maybe for an exhibition, but for a competitive speedrun, that's pretty bad.
So yeah, we learned that Magus is kind of a bad dude. He just killed your friend and burned him in front of you. And now he shocks you with a bolt of lightning, throwing you from the precipice. And Ozzy just stands there. But I always find it funny that he floats pretty much all the time except when he laughs. When he laughs, he has to put his feet on the ground.
I never noticed that.
Yeah.
Sprites 101.
Mountain Troll Chief, Jerry had a bit of issues with his controller and a boss, and ended up losing a bunch of time, and took a forfeit. Alright, swapping Robo in. First cutscene down. Last chance. Hey.
Oh! Wow. What a hero.
Blessed.
The last minute new, saving the day.
Yeah, Lunch has been playing very solid here. Yeah, we really needed that new 2 back-to-back races with no news. Marshmallow. Marshmallow. Oh my god, it's a marshmallow. Now that I saw it last race, I can't unsee it. If Glenn's a marshmallow and Xenon Bridge is graham crackers. There it is. The lightning bolt of destiny will change Glenn's future. He wakes up as a frog. He finds the hero's medal. He looks at it, he opens it, and gets rickrolled. Alright, now it's actually time for the cutscene within the cutscene. A lightning strikes. Man, this game is so awesome. Alright, speedrun begin again.
So 19 should indicate a good RNG here.
Yeah, only getting attacked once. Very good.
Keep that fight there. Really good.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's kind of inconspicuous, but if you don't pay attention to it, it'll cause you issues. Glitch bats.
Now the scariest part of the run, for some at least.
It's so quiet.
Yeah, he's just gonna run through the rooms here because that's the only way of triggering cutscene.
Yeah, you just need to make it to the back side of each wing of the castle. I always found it interesting that they were, like, both wings were laid out relatively different. Alright, so this fight, kind of sucks having to wait for Robo's menu so much. Like, his turn is obviously up. And it's up for, like, you know, a fair amount of time. Actually, that was a lot quicker than I thought it was going to be. Did you get hit by one of the dinos at the end of Prehistory?
No. I don't think so.
Huh, interesting. Just it normally takes a bit of time for Robo's menu to pop up there.
Oh. Having a little time confirming that they equip.
Alright, so this is Flea. This is the easiest boss in the entire run.
He's dead. Look at that.
Easiest boss. Alright, so this is the true Flea. He's a dastardly magician, ready to destroy anyone who tries to fight him. Yeah, so if you're wondering what's happening here, Frog and Flea have the same speed stat, and the Berserker gives Frog a bit of a head start. Like, if both turns come up at the same time, Berserker always takes priority. And because the attack happens, Flea has to sort of retarget, and ends up not attacking at all this fight.
I don't know what Lunch is doing with that trigger there.
Oh, just leaving the hand there?
Yeah, it's making me a little bit nervous.
Alright, yeah. Last couple attacks have to be input, otherwise Flea will break out of the I guess you call it a stun lock. And easy peasy. Alright, picking up a mid-aether, hoping to use it on the Magus fight. This Decedent fight, it's very important that things go right. If for some reason this fight is off, then you're going to have to default to, well, winging it on Slash.
Yeah, which is never a good thing. Slash is a very hard fight to go off RNG.
It's definitely doable, but yeah, you're going to lose a lot of time healing and doing extra moves and stuff.
And because Frog has a Berserker on, you can't really control when the fight ends, and you might end up with a character that another leveled. But the RNG is good, so you shouldn't see that.
Yeah, this is a great time to talk about Like, we've been talking about getting crits lined up and stuff like that, but don't think I really mentioned that crits are a value that just increment by 1 every time, going through the table 1 by 1 from the starting value that you have. So we're actually going to be making some regular attacks with Chrono and Robo to sort of shoot some blanks, is the term I've been using, so that Frog is the one that gets the majority of the crits here. It's the same reason why we're using slashes and rocket punches instead of natural attacks, because they don't have a chance to crit and they won't actually eat into the crit value, and it won't progress it. It's only natural attacks that will do that. So yeah, these attacks here from the party members are just enough to... Well, actually, it's enough to get through this fight anyway, but next fight we're going to see a whole bunch of crits from Frog that we're going to help along with firing non-crits off with non-Frog characters. So yeah, the second phase, the really hard part is to get your 2 tonics off, and you need to get them off relatively quickly, like during attack animations. Otherwise, there's a chance that Slash might jump out of the script that you have. It should be okay, but like it's best to get those input quickly so that you don't lose time at the very least.
Gonna wait for this pink cut here to heal. Yep.
And Frog's gonna keep on critting.
That's the biggest reason why Slash is so dangerous to fight off RNG. This pink cut does a lot of damage and can almost one-hit kill all characters.
Yeah. We should be at least 12 levels above where we are right now. Alright, there's the counter. Slash on Chrono. And yeah, just setting a slash memory so that Chrono's all ready to rock face for the groupie fight later. Alright, so we get the slasher. This weapon is awesome. +2 speed. Nice bump to our attack power on Chrono. Speed's the real big thing though. Like, speed in this game is the best stat. For the most part. I mean, like, magic and power are pretty important, but just getting your turns quicker seems like it's the most important thing. Yeah, so the hallway of unavoidable fights you have to run away from. The only fight where it's really important that you run away before having an enemy attack you is the last one, because there is a Frog crit manipulated in the very fight after that.
Yeah, you don't actually have to fight 100 beasts in Magus Castle.
You just have to run away from 100.
Yeah.
Alright, so we got a bunch of really cool movement rooms. Lunch is going to try and make it through here, maybe get an early guillotine cycle. Moving down there, hoping that the party will group up a little bit quicker. Yeah, it was just a little too slow. Getting hit by that guillotine means he's going to have to shelter later on, or maybe even heal right now. Seems like he's going to go for the shelter later on. Should be fine. Most of these fights aren't too dangerous. Trapdoor room. Nice and quick. Doing that room quickly is always a little bit anxiety spiking.
Oh.
So that's a fight.
Yeah.
That's a fight he didn't want to get into.
And you also can escape from that one. Any of the fights on this set of stairs, really, you can escape.
Yeah, he knows the backup though. Rocket roll is the best thing you can do if you get into any of these fights. It'll do the most damage to most things. So he's going to use the other player characters to push this bird out of bounds. Alright, so the room of 3 fights, 2 of which are unavoidable. Or unescapable, I should say. Yeah, and that was supposed to be a crit from Frog, but unfortunately he got in a fight along the way. There is a small chance that the next fight that he's going to run away from might normalize his RNG, but it's a pretty small chance. I've seen crazier things happen.
Gotta be careful here too. Hey, he didn't switch to Luca, so
Yeah,
he's going for laser spin strats.
I think he's gonna do a rocket roll. This is something that I think he devised a little while ago. I'm not sure if it's actually faster.
Who knows?
He didn't get any fire attacks, though, it doesn't look like. So, hey, there's that. But we'll find out soon enough whether he's going to have to reload. I'm like 85% sure he's going to have to.
Even
There's a small
if he
chance.
gets a 119, the last one, I would still reload. I wouldn't trust that RNG window.
Luckily, there's only one window that you can get the 119. Oh, okay.
Oh. Yeah, I've seen that before.
Yeah, that's the way that we used to skip that fight. Pray. Alright. Crit there is kind of promising, maybe.
Yeah, I think the damage roll is good. Not so sure.
It's a long 119.
I think it's gonna be a 118.
Yeah. used to have that kicking around somewhere, but I actually had a Magus script for the 118.
Yeah, a lot of people used that one on the last tournament. But I guess it's faster to reset than it is to do the backup fight right now.
Yeah, it's definitely faster. The backup fight doesn't have the second half scripted out, so you're just kind of mashing attacks.
Thing is, this backup load is the hardest one to hit in the entire run.
Yeah. If it wasn't for the metronome, I wouldn't be able to hit it at all.
Yeah, this and the No LSS desert fight were nightmares to hit.
That's not the same anymore, is it? The old one was
Nah.
so hard to hit.
Yeah, I think now No LSS is mesh and 80% is bright.
Yeah. Magus cracks a couple last jokes before we get into the fight.
Yeah, now let's hope for a 30 here in the first attack. Nice.
Yeah, looking good. Yeah, this music is so hype. I'm gonna say it again. I love this game so much. So this first phase, most people know that you're gonna attack him with Frog and then hit him with the same type of magic that is the barrier that he uses. Luckily, due to the unequipped glitch, we're going to be doing double what we normally would and take almost no damage from his attacks. And luckily, most of the attacks in this fight are buffered too until we get to the second phase. So there's not really too much chance to drop your inputs. Last barrier. And I've always really liked this part of the fight, where Magus comes in and attacks Frog, and it's like just the amount of time to get Chrono Slash off. Because you really want to make your last magic attack against Magus when he does a move, so there's the most amount of time between him and his next turn. Because once you push him to the second phase, his defense is still down on the last magic that you cast.
Yeah, unfortunately, Lunch went a little bit too fast, so he hit Magus for 58 instead of 224. So he's not gonna get the fast Magus kill.
Yeah. He's throwing his menu around in a little frustration. Yeah, he let a lot of ATB slip there.
Yeah, so now that he can't get the fast fight, he's just gonna throw punches at Magus. pretty much.
Yeah, I have a feeling that Frog might take a little nap here. He was hoping for an attack to Frog. Guess we're start cutting. Yeah. Death by triangles. Sleep, fair Prince Frog.
Double lightning.
Just making sure that he's dead. GG's. Yeah, so it looks like Lunchtime's not going to join us here either. He says, sorry, gotta go, dog freaking out, sloppy beginning, sloopy Magus, sorry about Jerry, PB, hype. Yeah, this is a race PB for him, and a 151.54 Magus is an almost 8-minute time betterment compared to his last Defeat Magus run.
Wait, but he got a 151.36 against BGG.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe he's just going by what the thing says. Oh, that's right. The BGG race, he accidentally undone at the end. So it ate his time on SRL. That's hilarious.
SRL PB, good enough.
All right. Well, if we're not going to be joined by either of the racers here, I guess we'll just say thank you to ElGranJerry and Lunchtime for racing. It's unfortunate that Jerry is going to have to go into the elimination bracket and fight for his life to maybe get back and have one last chance at the victory. Lunchtime moves on ahead, and he is going to be facing the winner of myself and Ottavino. And yeah, Jerry is going to be facing the winner of the the German mirror match, KO and Ponk, which should be happening pretty soon, hopefully. Big shout outs to Cyclone for getting everything set up in the background as well, and Speed Gaming for doing all the hard stuff for getting this restream going. Be sure to follow the racers. Follow my co-commentator here, Ket Nort. He's a really good runner of this game. I'm actually a little salty. He surpassed my time on any percent. I need to get that back.
Follow Drunken Draconian to watch him getting his time back.
Yeah, so I guess we'll just keep this short and sweet. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more awesome races on Speed Gaming. Tomorrow, starting around what time? 6 p.m. Eastern, we'll have 2 races back-to-back. One with me racing and one with the number 1 seed racing against the other commentator, Ken Nort. So it should be good.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. See ya.